Hi guys, good evening. Welcome back once again to the EdWord, and welcome back to another installment of How to Get Excited For, the mini-series that helps you get excited and looking forward to upcoming films and television premieres. In tonight's video, I will be giving you suggestions and recommendations on how to get excited for Ghostbusters, which comes out in theaters this Friday. Sorry, that was kind of lame. It seemed like a good idea at the time. I've been reading a couple of spoiler-free reviews, and it sounds like it's getting very positive reaction and reception from people who have seen it already. The world premiere was already earlier this week in Los Angeles, and early reviews are quite positive, and people are saying that other people need to stop being so butthurt about it, and they need to enjoy themselves, relax, and it doesn't ruin the original movie. You know what? I understand that people have been hating on this movie since they announced it back in 2014, if that's when it was. I get it, you're worried. You know, we're always a little jittery about a new movie, but I personally believe that it's going to be a fun movie. Of course, it's not going to be as good as the original, but I believe, much like several other recent sequels, this will be a worthwhile sequel, even though it's about 30 years later. I think it'll be just another fun Ghostbusters movie. So if you're looking forward to it and you're getting ready to see it on Friday, here's some recommendations on how to get excited for it. Okay, obviously this is going to be point blank and obvious, but it's best to start with the most obvious stuff. Obviously, you can rewatch the original, the classic, Ghostbusters on DVD, Blu-ray, HD, and everything else that it's available on these days. Fun movie. Funny movie, very funny movie. To this day, it is referenced and quoted by everybody. You know, it's like you cannot go your life, or at least you cannot go growing up without having watched this movie. Unfortunately for me, my very first experience with Ghostbusters was at an age where I was a bit too young for it. I was either 5 or 6 years old, and it had a lot of adult content in it, which I didn't fully understand, but it also scared the hell out of me, specifically the scenes with Sigourney Weaver in her apartment, and she's terrorized by Zool, and then the arms pop out of the couch, and they'll grab her, and then she's forced to face the closet or the kitchen door, and there's another terror dog. You know, that part scared the hell out of me. In fact, the ending facing Gozer and the terror dogs, you know, it really was quite scary. I was a bit of a wuss back then. Obviously, years later, I've watched it, and now it's one of my favorite comedies from the 80s. Fantastic movie. I guarantee you this is a perfect way to get in the mood for the new movie, the reboot, if that's indeed what it is. I would say more of a rehash, perhaps, but either way you look at it, perfect way to get ready for Friday. And then obviously, I do not own it, but Ghostbusters 2 is another way to get ready for the new Ghostbusters film. Obviously, you know, first we had Ghostbusters, and then Ghostbusters 2 came out 5 years later in 1989. It was a pretty good follow-up. Not great, but it was pretty good. Obviously, nothing will ever top the original, and I doubt that this new movie will too, but I'm sure it'll be a worthy follow-up. So Ghostbusters and Ghostbusters 2 are probably the best ways to get excited for Ghostbusters. Now, if you've already seen your share of Ghostbusters and you've been watching these movies to get ready in anticipation for the new one, you could watch a couple of other ghost-related films that might be more to your liking. For instance, you could watch another 80s classic featuring ghosts. They're here! Poltergeist from 1982. I'm not talking about that crappy remake that came out a few years ago. I didn't bother seeing it because it looked like shit, and I heard it was shit. Anyway, but this movie is good. It has its light moments, its heartwarming moments, and of course, most importantly, above all, its scary moments. Great movie from the wonderful Steven Spielberg, and Tobe Hooper, that's who it was. Tobe Hooper. Great movie. If you like, if your genre is ghosts or anything supernatural related, this is the movie. If you want to go for something more scary and less funny, because Ghostbusters is a lot funnier, where Poltergeist is a much more serious and scary. So if you like scary ghost movies, this is a great recommendation. Highly recommended. I guess this movie would fall under the category of ghosts because I don't know what other monster genre to qualify it under. Because, in my opinion, this is indeed a ghost movie. It's about a very scary, very armed to the teeth, razor sharp tooth ghost. One of my favorite Tim Burton films. In fact, after Batman 1989, this is probably my all-time favorite Tim Burton film, Sleepy Hollow. Have you heard of it? Line by Christopher Lee to Johnny Depp. Great movie. You could almost call it a good period piece because it does a good job capturing the days of pre-American Revolution. I'm sorry, post-American Revolution. And great performances by Johnny Depp, Christina Ricci, and of course one of my all-time favorite actors in it, Christopher Walken, who plays the title character of the Headless Horseman. And of course, Sleepy Hollow is a classic ghost story that's been around for hundreds of years. This is just my personal favorite rendition. So if you want to go for something more serious, a bit more edgy and scary, if you don't want to go for something funnier and calmer like Ghostbusters, go for something scarier like Poltergeist or Sleepy Hollow. That is what I would recommend if you want to get yourself in the mood for a good ghost movie. However, if you don't agree with any of those titles, if you guys have any ideas of your own or suggestions on how to get excited for Ghostbusters, please feel free to leave your recommendations, your thoughts and opinions down below in the comments section. I'd love to hear from everybody. Ghostbusters comes out this Friday in theaters, July 15th. Directed by Paul Feig and featuring Melissa McCarthy, Kate McKinnon, Leslie Jones, and Kristen Wiig, of course. I've heard good things about it so far, and I can understand why people are so worked up about it. But I think people also need to calm down, relax, realize it's just a movie, not a life or death situation. And even if it does suck, or if you do end up hating it, it won't change your love for the original movies. Okay, simple as that. This is not going to affect the original film in any way. I know people are upset with Hollywood constantly doing reboots, remakes, and sequels, but until somebody comes up with an original idea for the first time in forever, this is what they're going to have to deal with. And I am personally looking forward to this movie. I have been ever since it was announced. I like most of the actors in it. They're very funny ladies. Chris Hemsworth looks hilarious as well, who usually doesn't do funny stuff, and I hear he's great. So I'm looking forward to it. I hope you guys are too. Thanks for joining me here on the EdWord for another installment of How to Get Excited For. Don't forget to subscribe to this channel for more How to Get Excited For films, and check out my Facebook page in the description down below. I think you'll like what you see. Have a great rest of the night, everybody. Hope you get off to a good start tomorrow morning since it is Monday. And of course, until next time, may the Force be with you.